Hello, 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 and welcome back to the B Horror Corner. Today we are diving into the deep, the dirty, and the musical aspect of B horror movies. We are taking a look at Cannibal the Musical. It says it all in the title. You don't even need me to explain anything more than that. Just kidding. So Cannibal the Musical was written, produced, directed all by Trey Parker, who you would all know from Book of Mormon, which is obviously hilarious, and South Park. He actually co-produced it and I believe co-wrote it with Matt Stone, so there's the dynamic duo back at it again. Now, this movie is from 1993, so it's way before any of that even came out. It's one of the earlier works of their creation, and it tells the story of Alfred Packer, who is, I believe, one of the first people who has gone to trial for cannibalism. The story opens with him being incarcerated, and he's trying to tell this woman what really happened to him other than what everyone believes happened to him, as he's about to go on death row the next day. So we see in a bunch of flashbacks that Alfred was traveling with a group of people from Utah to Colorado in order to look for gold, and during their journey a lot of things got bad, the weather, and they got lost, and a horse was stolen, and we do get a song about a stolen horse, and it's beautiful. But it tells the story of basically how everybody but Alfred ended up dying and being eaten, and he's trying to defend himself and say it wasn't really him killing them and eating them that happened. In 2001, there was actually even an off-Broadway staged version of the show, which I can't imagine watching this as a stage show, and I'm very intrigued by this idea and I want to know how that went. Now, I know we've all seen Frozen, and maybe you hate it, maybe you don't, maybe you just don't like how much of it's always shoved around you and talking about it, and it was just overhyped a lot, but it's good, I enjoy it. There is the song Do You Want to Build a Snowman, which obviously we all know, and I just want everyone to take a second and think and be like, did they get that idea from Cannibal the Musical? Because Cannibal the Musical has a song entitled Let's Build a Snowman, and there's a reprise of it, and it is actually my favorite part that made me laugh out loud while we were watching the movie because it does result in death. There's also another song called When I Was on Top of You. Just kidding, it's not sexual, it's about him and his horse. Leanne? Yes, the horse's name is Leanne. That was correct. That was good. I remembered. Speaking of Leanne, if you want a little laugh or some inside knowledge, basically the movie began because Trey Parker and some of his friends made a 3-minute trailer for their film class about this idea, and the horse Leanne, who basically is his prized possession and then runs away and leaves him and doesn't want to be with him for the rest of the movie, is based off of his ex-fiance, whose name is Leanne, and he found out that she was cheating on him before their wedding. So there's a lot of resentment, and it's all taken out into the story as this adorable little horse that abandons him, which is kind of sad but also funny. Now, I think that's really funny, but let's get back to the actual making of the movie. Still in 1993, and attending school and everything, they saw how much attention was drawn to this trailer and how many people were loving it, and they were able to end up raising about between $70,000 and $125,000, I've seen different things, money for their entire budget, and then they started shooting it on weekends during spring break, which resulted in them mostly failing their history class. So they shot on location all throughout Colorado, but the coolest thing is they were actually able to shoot in the courthouses that Alfred Packer was literally actually tried in when he was on trial. So those are all the real locations that the events happened in. So later that year, when they finished filming and they had the movie entirely edited, they were going to premiere at a theater in Colorado near the University of Colorado campus, and they had some friends organize a fake animal rights protest outside of the theater. I don't know why, but that's also just a fun little tidbit right there. Now, their film didn't get a wide release or anything like that until 1996, when Troma picked up the film to distribute it, and they retitled it Cannibal the Musical, afraid that not enough people knew who Alfred Packer was, which in my case worked out for me because I did not know who Alfred Packer was until now. I'm educated, but they did a wider release of it. However, people complained that it wasn't a wide enough release because it basically was a wider release in Colorado itself and not worldwide. However, if you have a Troma subscription account, which I now have, I'm doing a 30-day free trial, and so far it's crazy with the B horror. Everything about it is weird and fun, and they have the film on there, so you can watch the entire thing there for free. Now, lucky for them, even though the film wasn't super widely distributed, it still has a cult following, and the year after they made it, in 1994, is when South Park began and was shown, and we all know where that has taken them. And actually, if you get to the end credits of the film, you'll see that Alfred Packer is listed as being played by a Juan Shorts, not Trey Parker. This is because Trey Parker wanted to use the alias that Packer used whenever he was in Wyoming when he was discovered, which was John Schwartz. So he did his own little variation of that, which is a fun little tidbit for everybody. I think that's everything I have to say on Cannibal the Musical. It's one of those musicals where I'm not gonna go away and like play the songs on repeat on Spotify and like jam out to them all the time, but they fit with the movie and were entertaining during it. So I hope you enjoyed my discussion on Cannibal the Musical and were able to learn something about either Matt Stone, Trey Parker, or Alfred Packer, the killer. I don't know. Whatever your takeaway is, I hope you enjoyed it, and just in case you want to know more or see more, here's a little trailer of it.
In the cold winter of 1874, 6 men set out on a journey through the Colorado Rockies. They were looking for gold, but what they found was that they were completely lost. About it now. Yeah.
I'm Alfred Packer. This is my horse, Leanne.
Tell me something, Frenchie. How does it feel to be riding my horse?
Oh, come off it, Packer. When this town has ridden your horse.
Can't find yourself a pretty girl? Colorado has plenty of mountain sheep.
I don't know about you guys, but I'm having a great time.
How big are mountain sheep?
So let's little snowman, we can make him our best friend. We can name him Shannon Wilson Bell. We can make him tall, or we can make him not so.
Golly, never thought I'd be sleeping next to a naked man on this trip.
Leanne!
You lose your horse, Packer?
Wait, our food was on that horse. Gross, Packer!
In the tradition of Friday the 13th, Part 2, and Oklahoma, comes the first intelligent film about cannibalism.
What the hell kind of language is this? I don't know, just keep laughing.
When I was on top of you,
all the guys I just got to know.
I'm shatterproof. There's nothing you can show me. I'm still standing tall, so you all can blow me. Know what I'm saying? It's true. After what I've been through. Woo! I'm shatterproof.
From Troma, of course!
Okay, so that is everything that I have to say on Cannibal the Musical. If you enjoyed anything about it, especially Matt Stone and Trey Parker and their work, or you like Book of Mormon and South Park, I will be talking more about one of their other movies, Orgasmo, in a video coming soon, so stay tuned for that. So until next time, if there's a low-budget movie, a cult movie, a B-horror movie that you've never seen, that you've never heard of, do some research. If I've talked about any that you haven't seen, go and watch them and support some low-budget films this week.